hopefully the prognosis will be good. He's 75 years old, and hopefully he'll live another decade or so, well beyond the normal lifespan in the UK.
We know that we have the king is now being treated for a cancer. We know it is something beyond the prostate. Beyond that, we know very, very little. What can you say by way of observations on the information that we have been given, Professor?
Okay, it's always very difficult to surmise what's going on without medical reports and so on. And that's why doctors don't like seeing patients without some sort of background to their medical history. But he had the transurethral resection, where basically a decoking of the prostate through the urethra, the tube connecting the bladder to the outside world, just over a week ago. It takes that time to get pathology back. The samples sent to a lab, looked at down a microscope, special stains and so on. So it's likely something's been found somewhere. We don't know where. It could be in the prostate. I gather it's said that it's not in the prostate, so it could be in the bladder, or it could be in one of the lymph nodes that surround the whole area. And it does sound as though it's a cancer diagnosis, because that's what Buckingham Palace are saying. But where it's coming from, how it's going to be treated, we don't know. I guess the only other hint is that he's going to go back for regular treatments, we've heard. Now, that implies usually radiotherapy. It's not a single thing like surgery. That's what I would surmise anyway.
Right. So let's just go through some of those important bits of expert background. We don't know where the cancer is. We don't know quite how severe the cancer. We don't know at all how severe the cancer is. We do know that the treatment is going to be underway, and the options for treatment. We know something about that, Professor, don't we? But we're talking about, well, surgery is one, chemotherapy is another, radiotherapy is yet another, and the use of drugs, that also comes into the formula. Are we talking about, I don't know, maybe a combination of those things, and the after effects? Well, that can vary.
Absolutely. I mean, you're completely correct in your list there. There's also hormone treatment for prostate cancer. But some of the treatments are simple, some are more unpleasant in terms of the likely toxicity, as anyone that's had prostate cancer will tell you. I think the first thing is to know where it really is, and what the doctors will be doing now is what we call staging the cancer, working out where it is and how far it's spread. If it's spread to the lymph nodes, had it spread beyond that? Has it gone to lymph nodes up in the top of the abdomen, for example, which would require more diffuse treatment? Is it still localized, which we hope it is, because the prognosis is much better for localized cancer? Then obviously treating with radiotherapy would probably be the next thing, as it seems unlikely that surgery would work, simply because it was found in this rather unusual way. Only about 5% of people having surgery to decoke the prostate, TUR, actually have prostate cancer. So it's more likely it's coming from somewhere else.
Now, the king, Professor, was in the London hospital for 3 nights, and it's been some days since. Now, you know, I know little. You are one of the country's leading experts. In that time, would you imagine it would be possible to determine the nature of the cancer and the extent of its spread?
Yes, I would have thought so. The delay is that you can't hurry pathologists, not personally, I mean, but they need to do a series of analyses, including some very sophisticated DNA analysis on the tumour samples, to work out what the type of tumour is, where it is, and what the best treatment would be. Pathologists are the unseen diagnosticians, and patients never meet their pathologist. They're the key to making the diagnosis and guide to treatment for cancer.
And the outlook, in general terms, there's a limit to what we can say in the case of King Charles' own case. But for a man of the king's age, what bearing does his advanced age have on his chances of dealing with the treatment reasonably well and surviving and recovering fully?
It's surprising. Older people tolerate cancer treatment extremely well, and we use all sorts of supportive care to help in that. So I think the king will be well looked after. As you know, he's a great believer in complementary therapies, and he has an advisor that specializes in that. And I'm sure once it's all decided what the best treatment plan is, he will get not just the best technical care, but also the best holistic supportive care that's available.
I need to go to the news, but you raise a point there which I just want to explore very, very quickly. Holistic treatment and alternative remedies. Would that, because one imagines the king's preference would be to call on those courses of action if possible. Would they be interwoven with more conventional treatments?
That's, I'm sure, how it would be done. It would be interwoven. It wouldn't be alternative. It would be orthodox treatment with, on the side, other treatments to help him psychologically and spiritually to get through what may be an arduous journey, but hopefully not. Hopefully the prognosis will be good. He's 75 years old, and hopefully he'll live another decade or so, well beyond the normal lifespan in the UK.